Do you know that you've got the stubbornest dog in all 48 states?
Well, that must be the cat.
If it is certainly wonderful service.
Is Tony here, Alice?
Yes, he is, Mr. Kirby. Please come in.
Forgive my intruding. Tony, I want you to come home immediately. Your mother's very upset.
Very well, Father. Goodbye, Alice.
Goodbye, Tony.
I need not say this, but I'm sure it's as hard it is on you people as it is for Miss Kirby and myself. I'm sorry, but I'm sure you understand.
Well, yes, in a way. And in a way, no, too. Now, Mr. Kirby, I'm not the kind of guy to go and tell someone else how to run their life, but the simple fact of the matter here is that these two young people just don't have as much sense as, say, you and I.
Grandpa!
Now, Alice, I'm just talking to Mr. Kirby. A cat can look at a king candy.
Do you want me to call for you, Alice? No, thanks, brother.
Alice, we've got plenty of time before the train leaves.
Will you send a cab to 761 Clear? Right away, please. Yes. Thank you.
Alice,
Oh, Father.
Are you ready, Tony?
Now, Mr. Kirby, I suppose that after last night, you think this entire family is pretty crazy.
No, I would not say that, although I am not accustomed to going out to dinner and spending the night in jail, Mr. Vanderhoff.
Yes, but you've got to remember that you came on the wrong night. Now, tonight, for example, I bet nothing will happen at all. Maybe.
Mr. Vanderhoff, it was not merely last night that convinced Miss Kirby and myself that this whole engagement was unwise.
Father, I can handle my own affairs. Alice, for the last time, will you marry me?
No, Tony. Your father's right.
No, Alice, he's not.
And Alice, you're in love with this boy, and you're not going to marry him because of the way we are.
Grandpa!
And Alice, I also know that you think the two families wouldn't get along. And who knows, maybe you're right. But who's to say that they're right and we're wrong?
But, Grandpa, I only feel...
Well, I'll tell you how I feel. I feel that Tony here is too nice a guy to wake up 20 years from now with nothing in his life but stocks and bonds.
How's that?
Yes, looking at you now, mixed up and unhappy just like you.
Excuse me, Mr. Vanderhoff, but I'm a very happy man.
Are you, though?
Certainly I am.
No, you see, I don't think so. Where do you get all your happiness from? Your indigestion? No, you see, you get it because you spend most of your time doing things you don't want to do.
Pardon you, Mr. Vanderhoff, but I don't do anything that I don't want to do.
Yes, you do. Just last night you said that after a week in Wall Street, you're pretty near crazy. Why do you keep doing it?
Why do I keep on? Why it's my business? A man can't give up on his business.
Why not? You got all the money you'll ever need, and you can't take it with you.
It's a very easy thing for you to say, Mr. Vanderhoff, but I spent my entire life building up my business.
But what's it got you? The same kind of mail every morning, the same meetings, the same deals, the same indigestion, the same dinners. Where's the fun come in, Mr. Kirby? There's got to be something more, don't you think? You had to have started out wanting something more. You know, we haven't got too much time. Any of us.
What would you expect me to do? Live the way you do nothing all day?
Oh, I do plenty of stuff every day and have time enough for whatever I want. I can read, I can talk, go to the zoo here and then, practice my darts and get a bullseye occasionally. I even have enough time to notice when spring rolls around. I only see people I want to, and I don't have to work for 6 hours before I get in 1 hour of what I want to do. I haven't had bicarbonate of soda in 35 years. Now tell me, Mr. Kirby, what is the matter with that?
What's the matter with that? What, expect everyone to do that? What if I would we live and everybody go to zoos all day? Don't be ridiculous, Mr. Vanderhoff. Who would do the work?
Well, there's always gonna be people that love to work. They make all these newfangled inventions, and then they fly right across the ocean. And there's gonna be people like that in Wall Street too, you know, because they love to do it. But from what I've seen of you, you're not one of those people. You're missing something.
I'm not aware of missing anything.
Well, you know, neither was I until I quit. I used to be at the office 9 o'clock sharp, just like you. And I used to lay awake at night in bed and fear that I wouldn't get that contract. I used to worry about the world, too, like whether Cleveland or Blaine would be the next president. But looking back at it now, it's funny, because who cares? Look, Mr. Kirby, what I'm trying to say to you is that I've had 35 years that nobody can take away from me, regardless of what they do to me, or this world. See?
Oh yes, I see, Mr. Vanderhoff, and it's exactly why I'm opposed to this marriage. It's un-American, I do not want Tony to go under the influence.
What's the matter with it?
The matter with it, why is that Americanism? That's what it is.
You didn't always think so.
Certainly I did. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You didn't always think so because there was a time where you wanted to become a trapeze artist.
Tony, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, yes, you did. I saw those letters you wrote to grandfather.
No, how dare you read those? How dare you?
That's wonderful, Mr. Kirby. Did you wear a tie?
Certainly not. The whole thing was absurd. I was only 14.
Yes, but at age 18, you wanted to become a saxophone player, didn't you?
Now, Tony.
And at age 21, you ran away from home because grandfather wanted you to go into the business. It's all down there in black and white.
Well.
Now, Tony, we'll discuss this later.
No, I want to talk about it now. I think Mr. Vanderhoff is right. Dead right. I've always hated in that office, and I'm not going on with it. I'm never going back. And I'll tell you something else. I didn't make a mistake last night. I knew it was the wrong night. I brought you here on purpose.
Oh, good heavens!
Because I wanted you to see a real family, as they really were. A family that loves and understands each other. You don't understand it. You've never had the time. Well, I'm not going to make your mistake. I'm clearing out.
Clearing out? What do you mean?
I'll tell you what I mean. I'm not going to be pushed into the business just because I'm your son. I'm getting out while there's still time.
Tony, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe I'll be a bricklayer, but at least I'll be doing something I want to do.
That must be the cat, Alice.
Hey, Ed, tell him to wait a minute for me.
Grandpa!
Now, Alice, hush. Mr. Kirby, I think that if you listen closely enough, you can hear Tony saying the exact same things that you said to your father 25 years ago. And, I mean, we all said it, but we were right. How many of us would be willing to wait for something that we eventually get? All those plans we make, Mr. Kirby, what happens to them? And there's only a small handful of us that can come out of it and say that we even came close. So, Mr. Kirby, before they clean out that closet with the saxophone in, I suggest you get a couple good hours in on it.
I beg pardon. Before I make some lenses, how many will be to dinner?
Oh, Your Highness, may I introduce Mr. Anthony Kirby and Mr. Kirby Jr., the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina.
How's that?
How do you do? Before I make some lenses, how many will be to dinner?
Oh, I don't know. I'd make quite a stack of them, Your Highness. You just never can tell.
Good. Cesar always said to me, Olga, do not be stingy with the lenses.
Oh, Mr. Vanderhoff, who'd you say it was again?
Oh, the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina. She's making dinner.
Oh,
And speaking of dinner, Mr. Kirby, why don't you and Tony both stay?
That's a wonderful idea. We have all that food in there that we were going to have last night. I mean, tonight.
What you say sounds like it's going to be a really good dinner, Mr. Kirby. It'll give us more time to get acquainted. Why not stay?
How about it, Father? Are we staying to dinner?
why, if you care to, Tony, I'd like to very much.
Well, if Alice would send away that cab, Mr. Vanderhoff.
What you say, Alice? Looks like it's going to be a really nice crowd. Don't you think you ought to stay for dinner?
I'm staying, Alice. The families ought to get to know each other better, don't you think?
Oh, Mr. Kirby! Oh, Tony!
Darling,
Oh, Grandpa, you're so wonderful.
I've been telling you that for years.
Here's a letter for you, Grandpa. It was in the icebox.
Bring it here. Let me see.
How do you do, Mr. Kirby?
How do you do?
well, Miss Sycamore, if you would step into the office, I'd like to do a little dictating.
I better tell the cab.
What is it, Grandpa?
Well. The government apologizes and says that I don't owe them a nickel. Apparently, I've been dead for 8 years.
Well, what do you think, Grandpa?
Well, you all remember Charlie the Milkman, right? Married under my name?
Yes.
Well, I just told them that they had made a mistake and that I was Mark Vanderhoff Jr. So they apologized to me, say I don't owe them a nickel, and that we might even get a refund.
Why, Grandpa, you're no crook.
Why, sure.
Oh, Mr. Vanderhoff, how do you say you escaped that income tax again?
Tonight, my friends, you are going to eat.
Oh, hello there.
How do you do?
Oh, fine, glad to see you.
What has happened?
He's just relaxing. Hey, Ed, go ahead, play something for us.
Everything will be ready in a minute. You can sit down.
All right, everybody, let's come to dinner. Mr. Kirby, would you come to dinner
because it looks like everything is going to be just fine. Alice and Tony are going to get married, and they look like they're going to be very happy. Of course, the fireworks blew up, but that was Mr. DePinna's fault, not yours. We all have our health, and as far as anything else is concerned, we'll leave it to you. Thank you.
Grandpa, I've heard from my
Well,
friends
Mr.
that
Moore, how was your
Why, it's my favorite dish.
That's wonderful. Well, there goes that Adirondack.
And a very good thing, too.